is up, everybody? I'm Smitty from the Fantasy Football Show, and I'm here on the Pat Mayo Media Network, the Mayo Media Network, dropping some game recaps for you each and every Sunday. So join me here. Thank you, Pat, for the platform to show my stuff. You can always find me at smitty1.com on my YouTube channel. I'm going to go over the top performers for week 15 and just talk about some of these guys and what to do heading into week 16. Ryan Tannehill dropping 273 and 3 TDs in the morning games. It depends on your matchup, but he is a top, 5-6 play right now, and the weapons are there. They're scoring. They're doing very well. I wouldn't bench an Allen. I wouldn't bench a Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't bench a Herbert or somebody along those lines. But if you're struggling between like I don't know, Aaron Rodgers and Tannehill, matchups matter. Matchups matter. And in week 16, Tanny goes up against the Green Bay Packers. It could be one of those games where Tannehill has another 3 TDs. So dilemmas on our hands heading into week 16. We'll, if you have a dilemma, start bench question, ask it below. Josh Allen, where do you draft the man heading into 2021? I myself have him ranked number 2, but that's not a surprise because he was my bold prediction number 4 back in 2018 when I said he'd be doing this in 2019. I was a little early. Sometimes I crap the bed a tiny bit early, but I always bring a change of clothes and come back that next year raring and ready to go. And Josh Allen, 40 points in this league I'm looking at here. Everybody's scoring is different, but 359 and 2 TDs. The dude is on the Mahomes type level. He might be on the lower end of that top tier, but it's Mahomes. It's Josh Allen. You could maybe put Herbert kind of hanging on, trying to get into that tier, and he might just get in there. And I think Burrow is going to be one of the quarterbacks to climb into that group once he gets healthy and back in 2021. Might take him half a year to get there, but we'll see. I also don't love the Bengals, so a lot of stuff needs to change for him to actually get into that ballpark of talent. Lamar's back, baby. He's back. 243, 3 TDs, 1 INT. I love what I see out of Lamar. I admit, I was telling you all season long during his slump, which was almost a whole season long slump, to go by Lamar, he would finally turn it around, and it took him a while, but he finally did turn it around. Hopefully, you're still in your playoffs. Thanks, Lamar. Same thing with Drake, how Drake plays. Hopefully Drake's going to do well today. He's playing right now. Those are your Herbert, 314, 2 TDs. Brady at 390 and 2. Watson, 373 and 2. Hurts is playing right now. David Montgomery at the running back position, 146 on the ground, 2 TDs. The dude is a beast, and we all kind of in the fantasy world thought this guy was going to emerge. And Nagy, the Bears, have held him back. It's really kind of nice to see him develop into the player he's developing right now. Now, Chicago, they know how to screw this up. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get used the way we want him to get used in 2021, but he's starting to climb into about third round value. We do a lot of mock drafts at thefantasyfootballshow.com or smitty1.com. We do early mock drafts. Yep, you heard me. We're doing 2021 mock drafts right now, and he's going in around the third, fourth round. I venture to say after that 146 2 TD performance today, he's going to go at the tail end of round 2, top of round 3 in early mock drafts. And he'll go up and down depending on how he does. Tony Pollard, 69 yards, 2 rushing TDs. And the dude, I talked about him being one of the most valuable, if not number 2 or number 1, most valuable handcuff in fantasy football, and that he could win leagues if he gets in there. And right in the nick of time, Tony Pollard. Hopefully you started him in week 15, and you might get to play him in week 16 because my guess is that Elliott's hurt and they want to keep him healthy. They already lost Dak. They're like, hey, Elliott, start limping around, man. Let's put you on the bench for the remainder of the year. Henry, 147 on the ground, 1 TD. Aaron Jones delivered 145 on the ground, 1 TD, 3 receptions. Melvin Gordon, probably on most people's bench, 61 yards and 2 rushing TDs. McKissick is money in PPR. He needs to be in your flex spot. That rounds out those running back top performers I want to mention. Ridley, 163 and 1. I think Ridley's going to be a top 2 to 4 wide receiver in 2021, and I hate that he's finishing strong because people were giving me resistance when I said this was a potential top 14 overall pick on one of my IG posts. You can find me on IG at the Fantasy Football Show, by the way. And I got pushback like mad on that post, and now everyone's going to be like, "Yeah, I saw that coming." Ridley's the best, the best ever. Pascal, 79 and 2 TDs. Don't expect that. People are going to chase that. Probably won't help him much in week 16. Diggs, 147. Love Diggs. Diggs is a beast. Corey Davis playing great, 110 and 1. He's a flex going forward for sure if you're debating that each week. And Aiyuk, 73 and 1 TD. Aiyuk could be what, a top 12 wide receiver, top 15 wide receiver? Comment below with where you think Aiyuk will finish. And CD Lamb, 85 yards, no TDs, but I'm telling you, CD Lamb in 2021 is going to go crazy. It might be about midseason when he gets into form, but this is a top 10 wide receiver in fantasy football. And then at tight end, my boy, my bold prediction of 2020, one of my top bold predictions, Waller the baller, 150 and 1 TD on 12 targets. The guy is what, a top of the third round pick, or at least a third round pick in a tight end pool that's garbage. You have Kelsey, you have Waller. I think Andrews might be number 3, but this is a crazy 2021 year we walk into in terms of the tight end position, the depth that it's just not there. Where I don't know if you guys used to use the X factor, where you take a player, how much does that player outscore the last starting possible player in your league. So if you start 12 tight ends, the 12th tight end in the league, how much does the number one tight end outscore that 12th tight end? That X factor value, that would be through the roof with Waller and Kelsey if you calculated and drafted based on that in 2021. I'll go over that in a YouTube video and talk about the X factor that was invented like 20 years ago in fantasy football. No one talks about it anymore, but it's a way to value a player like Kelsey, like Waller, that are standouts at their position. You can find me at smitty1.com. Also, the fantasyfootballshow.com takes you to the same place. And sleeperu.com. I launched my newswire today. You can find me at thefantasyfootballshow.com, and smitty1.com takes you to the same place. And today I launched my newswire, sleeperu.com. Go to sleeperu, the letter U like a university.com. My newswire that's going to compete with all the top newswires launches today, sleeperu.com. Thank you, Pat. Later.